I don't know. One of the words probably popped in my head. I'm like, this is a great question. And I was right. I'm always right. I'm great at podcasting. Hello and welcome to The Answers of Lemon, the smartest icebreakers from the dumbest dudes. Do you need to kill like 10 to 20 minutes in between bands at the concert that you're at? You want to break that weird, slightly sexual tension between you and the other pop punker standing next to you? Distract them from the music that they're about to see with some fabulous, wonderful, weird questions, starring your god of odd, Connor.
I gotta tell you, I've been brought low. I don't feel like I can carry God of Odd today, actually. I feel more like the God of normalcy and mundanity.
Why?
Dude, I can't stop thinking about raking the leaves in front of my rental, and it kills me.
Hang on. I'm your humble host, Evan. Okay, what is this intervention that we need to do with you right now?
Dude, I just like I've found out that Portland doesn't regularly do street sweeping everywhere in the city. Okay. There were some budget cuts a couple of years ago, and now there are designated leaf areas, and I don't live in one.
Okay.
And it's so wet that the leaves don't just blow away and like crisp up and dissolve into the world. They just become a wet mass. And I've told myself so many times, I don't own this place. I'm not going to put the effort into making it look nice. But I'm still like, I'm getting grumpy about it. It's like I'm looking at my neighbor's stuff and being like, why can't you just keep your place clean? Like, why can't you just take responsibility for the leaves that wound up in front of your gutters? Most of it's just in the street, and it's still bothering me. And now I want to buy a rake.
Huh. Man, you got old fast.
Dude, I don't know how this happened. I've never cared about this before.
Yeah, you don't.
Yep. I specifically asked when I was a kid, what happens to all the leaves if you don't rake them, or like where do all the leaves go? Because I just thought like, oh well, surely they would just pile up year after year. And I remember my mom being like, well, they just degrade eventually and they become dirt. And I was like, great, then that's not something anybody should ever have to worry about. Because if you just leave them alone long enough, they just become dirt. So not a problem.
Okay. Man, tell that to my folks. I remember using the same ratty ass bed sheet for a decade, bringing leaves out and throwing them back into the woods.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. It doesn't feel good. I don't like that I care about this now. I thought I would care less as I got older. No.
Huh. Sounds like you need a hobby. Like recording a podcast.
Hey.
Help, we're 30.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Adulthood comes for us all. Anyway, I'm gonna switch it up now. Since I'm responsible now, I guess.
Yeah. What the fuck?
It's time to start with the most important question. Evan, how have you been?
Better than you. I ain't think about leaves. I've been stepping on crunchy boys out in the New England air.
Yeah, they don't crunch out here. They squelch. It's too bad.
Yeah. No, it's not fun because that's also the likelihood of slippage, and that's never fun. Yeah. Especially as you get older, it hurts more.
Yep. It takes longer to recover, but I'll tell you that's balanced out a little bit by the fact that I take a scooter to work quite often lately.
Okay.
Gonna go get my bike fixed soon, so I'll switch over to that.
Scooter or moped?
Scooter, like stand on it with the two handlebars in front of you. Okay,
electric scooter, or are you doing like the little huffy and doing like the spin kicks as you're going?
Oh no, dude, no, electric scooter for sure.
Okay, well, I thought you were cool for a second there,
not
like
that
grinding
cool.
on the rails, like gets like collegeized, bitch.
Yeah, I already I sacrificed my shins when I was a kid for that kind of fun, and I'm done with it now. Yeah, electric scooter all day. And so that's fun, but it does mean that a lot of bike lanes and scooter lanes are like pretty squelchy now.
Feeling
a little bit worrisome.
if it helps, I got my bike and then I messed up my backwards, so I haven't been able to use it yet. So, but I'm great. I went to a concert the other night. Saw Origami Angel with Joe, and Arm's Length opened up for them, and it was freaking sweet. I had a great time.
What's the musical stylings like?
Well, Arm's Length is they're just some emo boys from Canada. And
Nice.
Origami Angel, they definitely have like the math rock emo flavor, but also they just dip into every genre. Like we were trying to figure out the fucking genres that they did over the course of the, hour to hour and a half set they had, and they had emo, math rock, bossa nova, jazz, surf rock. Their interludes were just hip hop beats. Like, they're two dudes. They're just two dudes. And They're like, yeah, we're just going to fuck around and find out.
Sounds like an eclectic night. And
yeah,
so,
I don't
paint me a little bit more of a picture. What was the venue like? What was the crowd like?
Oh, you wouldn't like them for starters. So don't listen to them because you like lame music and not pop punk and stuff.
Yeah, that's me.
But no, it's a place called Big Night Live in Boston, and it's just a big 3-tiered kind of like. It felt a little like not ballroom-esque, but that kind of slightly more elegant old large function hall for people. The thing that I really appreciated, they had a giant I don't think they make plasmas anymore, but a giant ass TV on the bar, so the people getting drinks could still watch the show, and I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah, smart. Good thinking. Awesome. Sounds like a great night. Hard to get bored when they're mixing it up so much.
No, it was like I like their first album, and I was like, I know I'm just gonna enjoy whatever else happens, and I did.
Tight.
It was a good time. Other than that, not really anything worthwhile bringing up. Just working and surviving, man. You got anything going on other than weird leaf fixation?
It's hard. It's hard to have other things going on.
It's weird. You were a homeowner,
I know.
And now you're not, and you seem more concerned about your yard now.
Yeah, that's a fact. I don't know what jumped up and bit me between when I actually did own a home and when I started renting in the city now. But here we are. But I promise I do have other parts of life. Closing up work. Been a little rough. Lately. Trying to bring things to an end, and yeah, it's a tough system to work with. Doing psych assessments largely for kids who are in foster care. But at the end of the day, it feels like worthwhile, which is good, and also it does grind on you. So looking forward to having a little break soon.
Well, I'm glad you're getting some time off, bud. What are you gonna do with it? You gonna like drink a lot of beer, play some video games, watch cartoons? What's your flavor? What is your I am decompressing from work time off? I don't have the last word. Just answer my question.
Yes. Beer, video games, cartoons, for sure. Definitely taking a couple of days to do nothing at all, but
nice.
I don't know about you, but I think part of becoming an adult and maturing over time is realizing that like 5 straight days of doing nothing in particular is actually wicked depressing. You wouldn't know anything like that. I know that you've just gone down with a back and had to do virtually nothing for weeks at a time.
It can be, but it can also be.
You can't relate.
Super dope.
It can be.
It depends on like how good the video game is, honestly. Like how much of my life am I ignoring right now? So I guess technically no, you're right, because that is doing something. It's not doing nothing.
Right. Yeah. And so like if you spend those 5 days like getting super into a hobby that you have always wanted to devote some time to, then that's awesome. Like you're putting effort in and making something happen. But if you're like watching reruns of TV shows or replaying a video game that you You're like, I can't think of anything else to do. Like
Yep.
that winds up just leaving you in a pretty lousy funk. In my experience,
I will give you
anyway.
that. No, I've had similar experiences.
So I also want to just like, I mean, finish up like a task list, like a bunch of stuff that I just want to get done around the house. Like getting my bike fixed. If I wasn't going to do that this weekend, that would be really nice to just
Yep.
make something like that happen instead of looking at the clock and being like, it's late, I'm tired, I'm busy. It'll be
I
good
worked
just
all
to
day,
kind
boo.
of, it'll be good to just attend to all those little itty bitty things. Like,
Yeah.
man, if that's just like wandering around the house and like organizing the basement a little bit and just, doing whatever I feel like doing, that'll be awesome.
Nice.
I'll also be looking for a job. I'll also be looking. I will need to find a new job during this process.
That sucks. There is no point in time, like even when the economy is good, searching for a job sucks. I don't care what fucking two listeners, if you're LinkedIn lunatics, man, like I don't know what kind of weird drug you're on, but no, you are forced to think of yourself in the most lying. Your flaws come up and you're like, you are actively pitting yourself against the idea of other people, which I don't know if you know isn't a real thing. So there's no way you can beat that. It's bad. It's a bad time. So I wish you luck.
Man, me too. I have so little tolerance and so little patience for that. Like, present yourself in the way that'll look good on paper, and a robot's going to read your resume and approve or disapprove it before any human being gets a look at it. It sucks the life out of me.
I've had job applications that I have been rejected from, and then a recruiter reaches out to me and says, "Hey, I saw your resume and it looks dope for this position." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll apply to that." I got rejected from that, buddy. This just goes to show that you ain't reading shit, AI.
Yeah. And if it was just like, I might even feel better if it was just some judgmental douche who was going through resumes and being like, Times New Roman font? What is this? 2002?
Just getting off on themselves for like the power rush. Yeah, it still sucks, but it's at least human.
Yeah, it's frustratingly human, but at least you do get a soul coming across your resume at some point.
As opposed to fucking people putting all of the keywords for their position in white font on the bottom, so the computers are like, "Hey, this guy's cool."
Bruh, man, yeah, that's slimy. Anyway,
yeah.
So I do have to go through some of that. Hopefully, like it's a tighter field. We're finding a psychology job working with kids.
Yep.
So like it's not as much of a like you get hundreds and hundreds of applications. So we need to put these kinds of things in place just to conserve resources, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed for you. But
thanks.
Let me know what video game you decide to play, because I care most about that.
Yeah, you bet, man.
Cool.
Lately, Binding of Isaac has been my brain activity.
Dude, addict. You relapsed addict.
I know. And I broke down. And this was on election night. I'm like, man, I just need something right now.
As we approach the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, you play the religion game.
Yeah. Yep, it is. It's something, all right.
How many times have you like beaten it?
Dozens of times. But like beating it is really, really relative. Like any roguelike. You have to beat it 10 times before you can beat it for real. And then you beat it for real 10 times. And then you can double beat it for real 10 times so that you can hyper, super, triple beat it. And now I got the DLC. So now there's like 5 new ways to beat the game.
God, just keep giving me that crack. God damn.
It does it for me. Let me tell you.
Boy, howdy. Yeah, I'm just back into Pokemon ROM hacks. Just like, give me my weird world where I can find a Cyndaquil and go party down.
We've all got our vices.
We all do. Mine's mostly candy. Mine's eating a lot of candy.
Candy's really good. In your defense, they make it that way on purpose.
They do. Let's get into a not a vice, and let's get into a question. Let's start this thing off. 51, halfway through the list. Where's my mouse? Oh no, I don't know how to stall for time, two listeners. Ooh. I love this one. I love all our questions because they're all great, but this one is fun because it's nuanced. Would you rather be a scamp, an imp, or a rascal?
Jesus. Okay. God, I have so much connotation on all three of those. A scamp, an imp, or a rascal. I would definitely rather be a rascal. For sure. There's
why? Yes, go on.
The scamp and the imp don't have the same rugged, a little bit rough kind of like a rascal gets thrown out of a bar. A scamp and an imp, they jump out the window, just when things are going to get into trouble.
I really like how these are, they're very nebulous, but I like how you said rough, because my first thought when you said rascal, I was going to ask you, oh, what, do you think you're rough and tumble?
Yeah.
Because there is that kind of like scrappiness to a rascal.
Right. Yeah. And that's the direction I would want to go in. I would want to be, buffed around and tossed from situation to situation and always land on my feet, kind of on a rascal sort of thing.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You're also like, you're not like you said, you're not stepping down from those fights. You're swinging at that bar. That's why you got thrown out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm rascaling.
What? I feel like you gotta have like super tattered clothes though. Like you're blown from city to city by the breeze. Yeah.
Rascal. I think you could find a rascal. Jumping on a train.
Yeah.
Hiding out in cargo. It does. The lifestyle does come with a certain amount of indignity, I guess. Like not a really hygienic kind of position. The rascal.
It feels like a character. Feels like a character that would show up on Andy Griffith. just the old man who just shows up into town for an episode. So I gotta ask, what is your vice of choice? Are you gambling? Are you a liquor boy?
As a rascal, I think my top vice is telling people things that are true that they don't want to know.
Oh, ooh! You are bucking
kind of a Socrates
convention.
The Gadfly Society of you're not welcome here anymore, and then a week later, everybody's like, maybe I do need to turn my life around.
Okay. All right.
Man, I hate that guy and the truths he speaks.
Makes sense where you're getting beaten up.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
You are such a rascal. Yeah. I see how you would go with this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where are you? Are you scamping? Or are you imping?
I am definitely a scamp. I think imp has more malice to it, and rascal feels like there's too much, not earthiness. It's like a down to earthiness. Scamp, it feels more romantic and playful, and I feel like that's where I fit in. Like I feel like I'm joking and japing, as opposed to like giving people hard truths. Like, oh man, that Evan, he stole another pie.
Yeah. That's like I think the imp is the least lovable of the three of them.
Yes.
I think Scamp and Rascal are both really endearing in different ways.
Yeah.
But a Scamp is somebody who does something horrible but you just can't be mad at him.
Yeah.
Like, not like horrible, just like definitely breaking rules, but in a way that you're like, oh, you.
No mother wants their son hanging out with a Scamp, imp, or rascal, let alone becoming one. But I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just because I listened to a lot of the Decemberists in college, but like formative years, like I feel like a lot of personae in those songs were scamps.
Really? Who are you thinking of for Decemberist that makes you think scamp?
Billy Liar.
Hmm.
Is he more of a rascal? Do I have this read wrong?
I think I might be thinking Rascal, but I don't have a clear picture of that song in my head. I don't know.
Billy Lyre's got his hands in his pockets.
Yep, that's exactly as far as I got. I couldn't remember anything
Bending
else.
over at his neighbor's knickers down. He's mooning them.
That does feel scampish. For
Yeah,
sure.
he fucks off. He does truancy to go fishing.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's pretty scampy in the kind of the Huckleberry Finn tradition.
I wear a lot of hats. I feel like a scamp has a favorite hat that they would be wearing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel like I see it in the cartoon where like they start running in the hat and they grab it as they run away. I think there's just a lot of there's a lot of joy to a scamp that I would like to embody. Because I think I know I'm a very depressed older man at this point, but I do think that when like Leah always points out, when I get like really excited or passionate about something, it encompasses my entire being. Right. And I feel like the scamp gets closest with that kind of level of verve.
Yeah, before you started talking about it, I was having a hard time differentiating the scamp and the imp. But now I'm thinking, like, the imp is pretty mean-spirited and kind of removed from it. Yeah, sort of bothering people without any consequence or concern, I think.
Again, I think there are, like, levels to imps.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could have an impish child where, they're just, like, bratty and, like, learning to grow. But then you get to, like, the older imps that are, like, putting thumbtacks on teachers' chairs and, like, actually trying to harm people and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like an imp, I don't think an imp is as far as a bully, but they get the closest out of the three. I do think there is like that level of malice to an imp,
or at least like apathy. I think the best example I'm thinking of for an imp is the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah,
he wasn't messing with people in any way to like just have fun in and of itself, and it happened to bother people. It was the bothering people that was fun.
Because I think with the rascal and the scamp, people don't begrudge as heavily.
Yeah, and I think like for an imp, the point is agitating people. It's not just what they do happens to agitate people.
Right. Who would have thought that three very similar sounding words would be so different?
What's the origin of this? How did you get this trio of words together?
I don't know. I was just one day I'm like, do you want to be a scamp, an imp, or a rascal?
Oh, yeah, no, it's great. It's a good combo.
I don't know. One of the words probably popped in my head. I'm like, this is a great question. And I was right. I'm always right. I'm great at podcasting. All right, moving along to number 83. Oh, boy, howdy. I guess we're building ourselves up this episode, Connor, because what is your favorite part about your personality? Huh. Me, I'm a goddamn delight. I'm funny.
Oh, you.
No, I'm gonna just keep going on because I've got the juice. My decaf coffee is kicking in, Connor. I like that I get passionate about shit. I throw myself very headlong into things that I care about, whether it's things, people, media, occurrences. I don't know. I like that about me. I like that I was very bad at sports, but I'm very good at giving 110%. Because I give all of myself and I drag in other motherfuckers to help me.
That's right. Yeah, no. Yeah, one of the cool things about being your friend is how many recommendations and how many different things there are that you are really interested in and really want to go over with other folks. And it's not something a lot of people just keep it to themselves. They don't share it with other folks, or they try to restrain it. And I think it is cool that you let yourself get carried away on those waves.
How else are you going to have fun and learn? I mean, that's just what you do.
Some people are too scared to have fun and learn, Evan. Some people don't want it.
Hey, two listeners, if you're one of those people, do it anyway. Fuck,
Yeah.
do it to us. We'll build you the fuck up, my dudes.
Yeah, share us your passions in the form of
Hell yeah.
questions at lemonanswers@gmail.com.
Or just
have one of your
fucking shoot
passions
us an
be our
email.
podcast, maybe.
Or just shoot us an email. You don't need to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Try us. We do care about you, you butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodwill
That's
out in the world.
That's something that I like. I like that I like things. It's not a cop-out answer. It's just what it is. And I've also found that a lot of people like that I'm passionate about things and that I get excited and stuff, which is fun because my bocce often tells me, Evan, you don't get excited about anything, do you? No, Botch, you're just too busy talking. It's all right. I'll get a word in edgewise someday. She's doing well.
So I think for me, I think one of my favorite things about me is my stubbornness on figuring things out. When I really latch onto something, I do want to like be able to resolve the like, well, I don't know, like that just doesn't make it. Like I can't let things not make sense, and I have a lot of fun sorting through those things, and I think it's a good thing for people to do. Not everybody, because it can get a little bit obsessive, and I definitely do. I get into arguments with folks who are tired of me talking to them, trying to make something make sense.
Okay.
But I like it, and I'm glad about it.
I'm glad that you have that about yourself, and I like that you have the tenacity to solve things. I'm trying to think. Is there a time that like we've had to solve something together? I can't. I mean, maybe just like throwing ourselves at hard mode in Zillia. Like we fought those bats a lot.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, those fucking things. God, I hate those bats. No, I don't think so. I don't know that there have been all that many times where I've really, like sunk my teeth into something that I really just need to figure out about you or need your help getting me to figure it out. I don't think we have a lot of disagreements like that.
No, we're pretty easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm right and you're dumb. Boom, got him.
Oh, you know what? Oh no, I can remember one thing. Sort of vaguely.
Yeah.
Do you remember, like in high school, there was an idea for a T-shirt that you had, and I thought that it was my idea, and it really bothered you because you were really proud of the idea. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, I don't know.
But I remember sticking to my guns pretty hard, and it really got under your skin.
I believe you. Because I remember this. That's when I ran the T-shirt business for like a year.
Yeah, something like that. And like, just like 6 months later, it came up again, and you were like, yeah, that was a pretty good one I had. And I was like, I think I came up with that. And had a hard time letting it go. That was one of those times where I like, you gotta have some moderation, because there are some things you'll just never know. Like, and I'm happy to give you credit for that idea that was probably good that I don't remember now.
Me neither. I'm just glad that we didn't like childishly hold a grudge or something, like. Because that was definitely the like age range where that could have been a thing. Yeah.
Friendships are weirdly fragile in high school.
Yeah.
Right? You can absolutely ruin them.
It's all of the everything going on at that time. Like shit's tough. Yeah. And like there is no fucking understanding. That it is hard, and you know what? People don't get you. You're right, teenage us.
Yeah. No,
but they will
true.
someday, and you'll understand yourself better someday. And it'll still suck and be hard, but at least it'll be better.
It will. Yeah. One of the things I think Bo Burnham brought up in his Inside was self-awareness doesn't excuse anything. Like being self-aware doesn't mean that it's okay to have that thing. And so like just understanding yourself better isn't always like all it takes. A lot of the time there's a lot more to be done. And
you got to work on yourself and like, be a person.
Yeah. But not every problem can be solved, but no problem can be solved unless it's faced. Not every problem we face can be solved, but no problem can be solved without facing
unless it's faced.
James Baldwin. Ooh, that's 2 quotes. Look at me go.
Damn, you're so fucking smart. That's my favorite part about your personality. It's how big, dumb, smarty you are.
so educated. I've got such a broad. I'm so well read and listened. I probably
The
never read
stupidest
anything
genius
James
I
Baldwin.
know.
Probably just a handful of clips from James
We're
Baldwin.
all just dumb. 37. What's a mutation you want to see in people?
I mean, the latest one we've got working for us is lactose tolerance, and that's pretty dope. That puts us
I didn't know.
definitely in
I
the
didn't
right
know that
direction.
was the thing. That's fun. Is that what you're putting down as your answer?
No, we've already got
No.
that going. And
Okay.
I am tempted to say people should be able to eat plastic because that would be great. But that's a different question, a different answer to a different question, which is what's the one thing that that you would be able to eat if you could.
Yep. Okay.
So I'm moving in a different direction from that. But yeah, the lactose tolerance thing, I think that kicked in like the last 500 years. It isn't global. I think that there are still like certain ethnicities who are a lot less likely to have it.
Okay.
I think folks with Asian heritage are less likely to have lactose tolerance and to have more trouble with dairy as they get older.
I think there was something I read where I think it was Asian heritage. Like they don't sweat as much as like we do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
like, deodorant isn't as necessary. Like me, I need an antiperspirant. Otherwise, it's freaking Niagara Falls on these pits. It's rough. Like that's why I'm okay with what's it, nickel poisoning? What's it they put in the deodorant that got my sister in a tizzy?
Aluminum.
Lead soak in my pores. I ate nickels as a kid. I'm sure. Didn't we all?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like aluminum's pretty okay. I don't know if I'm all that worried about it. I'd be more worried about microplastics, I think, than aluminum.
Oh man, dude, growing up nuking shit, I'm sure I've eaten macroplastics. big old crunchy chunks.
My plastics are eating plastics, let me tell you.
All right, so the mutation that I want to see in people is anime hair. I want some crazy dumb fucking color spiky bullshit. Like, let's get peacocking up in this business.
That would be awesome. That would be so cool if people just spontaneously started being born with like bright blue hair that stands straight up.
Like you never have to style it. Like you go to bed and wake up perfect. Yeah. It's great.
So you know, I think a little twist on that is that you only need to style it once, and it will stay the way that you put it every time you change your style.
It's like create a character in a video game.
Yeah. Like you've just got to get the goo or the whatever in your hair, and then you just set it the way that it's supposed to be. And then from then forward, no matter how many hats you put on or how many people give you like a head scrunch, it'll just poof right back where it was.
Oh, it's very good. Cause like I'm very vain when it comes to my hair. I blame my grandmother for all of the times that she gave me backhanded compliments about my hair. But yeah, no, cause like I really like having my hair like set and styled, and like I won't put on a hat that day because I'm like, well, but it won't be as good anymore. And then the other days, like, fuck it, throw on a hat there. But if I could have perfectly styled hair and do the hat whenever I want, man, and it's blue, man,
and it's blue. It's really blue.
I think I'm so cool. So yeah, that's a little mutation I think that we'd all have fun with, and I think it would make cosplaying even easier.
Yeah, it would be such a boon for barbers and hairstylists too. You know, like all the skill that you could put into getting it just right, and like how much more of an art form it would become.
Oh, dude, yeah, and like, and it'd be fun because you could change it readily.
Yeah,
I just want us to be peacocks. Let's be peacocks.
That'd be tight. That would be tight.
What about you? What do you want to see in people?
I want regenerating teeth.
That's rad.
I want shark teeth. Not in sharpness, but in infiniteness.
And fuck you, dental insurance.
That's right. Yeah, the only thing a dentist will ever need to do, like maybe like braces, because who knows if your teeth are coming in quite right. I think there'll still be something going on, but we won't need dentures anymore.
To be fair, that is orthodontia.
That's true. That's true. I think, orthodontia would come up a bit more, but It would be a lot cheaper, I think, to just grow new teeth than to wrench all the ones you already have into place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
you
oh
just rip
man,
anything out of your head that's not operating right. Man, I would love to not have to worry about brushing my teeth anymore. That'd be nice.
we'd all have these get rich quick schemes with the tooth fairy.
Yeah, the tooth fairy would be busy. That's true. We'd need to really solidify the age cap on that.
Just leave a note, girl. I need to pay rent. I'm sorry. P.S. I'm the one suffering with applesauce here.
Maybe the tooth fairy would love it. Maybe that would be a huge boon for the tooth fairy industry, whatever it is that they're doing with those teeth.
Hey, you know, they've got a lot more natural resources now. They can focus their production efforts elsewhere.
Yeah, maybe there's, like a population crisis amongst tooth fairies these days, and they're all like living in squalor. Who knows? Maybe this will like give everybody a mansion because there'll just be so many natural resources for them to build their houses with. That's what I assume they're doing with the teeth. That's my theory.
I never thought. Yeah, I'm gonna go with houses because I don't like the idea that they're eating them.
I don't like that for two reasons. One, because it's gross to think about eating teeth. And two, it would mean that their teeth are like tight friggin' tanium. How tough did their teeth need to be to grind through our teeth, which is the hardest thing that our bodies make?
They just need a lot of calcium.
A lot of calcium.
Although, like, I don't know. Did you ever eat those giant Hershey Kisses as a kid?
No. How giant are we talking?
Like as big as the hand that I am making. I'd say like baseball sized.
Okay. Whoa.
Because I got one for like Easter once. It was like the one candy I got, and like I just like shaved. I like those like little like spiral ganache shavings.
Oh, yes.
I would shave those off of the Hershey Kiss with my teeth, and now this is what I'm imagining the dentinivorous tooth fairies
nice.
are doing to human teeth, just like apple-sized tooth, and just shaving off the calcium from my incisors.
When you put it that way, that sounds a lot more palatable. I can kind of connect that. That's kind of like,
what horrifying thing were you imagining? Because like I was thinking apple.
I mean, I was just thinking about them like like biting into the tooth, and
like breaking a crab shell with their teeth.
Yeah, like I can hear the crack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yours is more upsetting.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Mine is more crumbled to dust.
Have you ever heard the bone fairy thing that it's gone around online?
No. What is that?
The tooth fairy being a smaller and much more benign version of the larger and more dangerous bone fairies.
Oh, that's fun. I like that. I wonder how much money I'd get for a femur.
I think that you would probably get attacked for a femur.
A lot of pain, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's so wrap scary about the idea of like something like stripping the meat off of it, and like that's not the food in this arm that I wanted.
Oh my god. Yeah, the nightmare idea that I had a couple years ago was just like bones that never stop growing, even though like your skin does.
That's a real condition.
Is it really?
Yep.
Like they just like start poking through the body?
Yep.
Oh, that's so upsetting.
Yeah, you've got little bits in your body that make the bone and little bits that break the bone to like keep things healthy. You replace the old parts of the bone, and some people don't have the part that gets rid of stuff. And one day you break a bone and those things start growing and they never stop.
Oh, wow.
I've seen a skeleton of somebody who had that once.
Was that the Mutter Museum?
At the Mutter Museum, that's right, in
How
Philadelphia. Highly recommend.
Cool. I highly recommend moving on to our last and final question of the day. and it's contentious. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Why?
I drink way more coffee than I drink tea. I drink coffee every day. And every now and then I give it up for a couple of weeks just to know that I can. And it's, I continue to exist. And that's all right. Well, you know, I go through some headaches and stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
But I've had tea since I was a kid. And it's always been the Irish breakfast, good bit of milk, good bit of sugar. And there are sometimes, the times when I need a cup of tea, there's just nothing else for it. I never need a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing to have, and I have it all the time. But there are times where I just need a cup of tea.
Okay.
It's like first aid for my soul.
That's fair. And you only drink Irish breakfast?
I mean, no, I drink other stuff. Irish breakfast is definitely my favorite. I haven't found a black tea that I prefer to it. But I mean, like, that's what I grew up with.
It's because there's not one better. Like, Irish tea is the best black tea.
But I mess around with green tea and fruity teas and herbal teas from time to time. Definitely, I'm always happy to get a hot beverage at somebody's house if they're going to make me something.
I'm a big chai guy. I like chai a lot.
Chai is good. I can burn out on chai pretty quick. Maybe like once a year. A tall chai is perfect.
Dude, you do not make it in my house. So Leah's parents think that she likes tea. And for whatever reason, they thought that she really likes chai tea. So she got a chai sampler pack that was 4 boxes.
Whoa.
Leah doesn't drink tea. And she, out of the teas that she does drink, she does not like chai.
That's a problem.
So,
that's your job.
I have been going through the chai. Fortunately, I'm a big fan of it.
Excellent.
But I ask this a lot because it's something that I've tried and I don't understand and I don't like it. So I just want other people's opinions on it because Leah's the same with you. But what is the appeal about the sugar and milk in the tea?
Well, I think it covers up the bitterness, which I mean, just not my thing. Don't like it. And I think the milk changes the texture of it to make it feel more substantial. You don't need that much, but it just makes it feel like a bit more than water. And that makes it more comforting and whole and more of a thing. I don't know how to put it in any other way.
Okay. I appreciate your sharing.
Yeah, you got it. So you, like, even with black tea, you don't go for the milk and the sugar.
No, I like the bitterness. Yeah, no, I've tried it in the past. I'm like, this is too sweet. I don't like this, which is weird because I love sweet things, but I like my drinks bitter and my everything else sweet.
Since I'm on a quote roll, I don't know why this stuck in my head so hard, but did you read the series of Unfortunate Events?
Yes, I did. I actually read the whole thing.
Great series. Real.
Yeah, back when I was literate. Now look at me. I'm an adult who doesn't open a book.
You know, honestly, I think that's I think it was just last episode we talked about what piece of children's media should somebody experience to know you better. I think that might be one of them.
Okay, I guess that one does need to go back on the list, Connor.
Yeah, we'll put that back in the rotation.
Look at us, editing on the fly.
So, one quote from that was somebody saying, "Tea should be as bitter as wormwood and as sharp as a two-edged sword." And it's just something somebody said to somebody else sometime when they were talking about tea.
That's how I take it.
I guess it is. I think it's stuck in my head because I'm like, fuck you. No, it shouldn't be. Tea should be delicious and tasty and good to have in your stomach.
All right. So I guess for the sake of this podcast, my answer is coffee.
for the sake of keeping it more interesting.
Yep.
That's a hot take from somebody who goes decaf.
Decaf black. Because I like the taste of coffee, Connor. I don't fuck around with the milk and sugar bullshit. I don't need adulterated beverage. I need the delicious earthy flavors.
And you also need not to have the jitters.
Yeah, that too. I don't really do caffeine. I take it when I need it. Otherwise, I keep it out.
Now, I have to admire you because I think that you, by doing this, you definitely don't have tea allies, right? Because you've chosen the side of coffee. But I also think you would be a pariah in the coffee camp.
Yes.
Because you aren't going to hang around with the fun people who enjoy their like fruity, funny, let's get silly with lots of sugar and bullshit. And you're not going to hang around either with the people who are like, I just need to survive. It is a caffeine source, and that is how I use it.
So to be fair, candidly, I have had like fun little latte drinks in the past. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, like I don't like a done up tea unless it's a chai latte. I think it's because of the spice. Mm-hmm. Because like with black teas, when you put in the milk and sugar, and like the same thing with the coffee, like when you do like a regular one, it's just mellowing out the flavor. But with a chai, because it is so aromatic and so spiced, it's so robust. It cuts through the tempering that the milk does.
Yeah. The spice it's carried by the milk rather than being covered by it.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's another experience like with coffee. Like with that one, like I don't mind when there is more of like that like sweet flavor to it, because like you said, like once every year you'll do like a nice chai with it, and it's the same thing with me of like every now and then I'll go to a coffee place and I'll be like, hey, can I get the strawberry blonde latte please? And I'm like, this is a raspberry candy bar, this is a wonderful treat. But like day to day, there's just something really nice about the bitterness. Like I really do enjoy, like, acidity I can leave, that can upset my belly every now and then, but I like the sharp bitterness. I think it's like the way my mom really likes sharp cheeses, where just like you get that reaction in your mouth. And like I don't know, I think a lot of what I find enjoyable about coffee kind of gets lost when you're putting stuff in it. And I find that like unless it's water, I find that coffee, for the sake of this podcast, is more consistent than tea. Like there are teas I definitely don't like, whereas whatever, like the different roasts and stuff, like when Leah and I used to drive late at night for shows and shit, like I liked going to the gas station for gas station coffee, for the weird gas station only flavor you would get there. And
they haven't made those Keurig pods yet. The donut shop coffee for sure. Gas station coffee that hasn't quite caught on.
They never will. But there was always something enjoyable about like, what is the weirdness I'm going to get? And there's something about just that consistency with coffee is really nice, because like I'll drink it, but I don't super like Earl Grey. Chamomile can get out of here. I'm not a big fan of like matcha teas. Some like the fruity stuff can tend to be a little bit. It tastes almost a little chemically with just how like the drying process does to the peels, I guess. But like this was instant Folgers decaf. And thanks to that tip of like, hey, just soak some of the crystals while your water's heating up, and your instant coffee is going to taste so much better. I love that convenience in coffee. And like there's like a nice ritual to a drip. It's just I don't know, I like that coffee's got a whole experience around it.
There is a lot more ritual to coffee, and the variety of machinery that you use to get it going. And tea just has an electric kettle or a stove kettle.
Yeah. Just steep it.
It's important to tell the difference.
Take out the tea bag when it's done steeping if you really want to be a tea snob.
Yeah, there are no there's no machinery the way that there is. I should ask, are you familiar with the bripe?
Oh my God, what fake words are you saying at my face right now?
The bripe is a brewing pipe.
Like a tobacco pipe?
It like in the shape of a tobacco pipe, with which you brew coffee. You put, I think I've got this right. So I think it has a battery source. No, that's not it. No, it's not so you take, you have, in the end of it is the hot water, and you torch it and blow through it to get the coffee brewing process going. I think that's how it works. It's utterly bananas.
Dude, it's $90
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a hot C note of novelty. But apparently makes like okay coffee at least, and it's very fun.
I mean, there's so many ways to do coffee. You got drip, espresso, instant, Bripe, AeroPress, mocha pot,
French press,
other shit I'm sure I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, I have a nice ritual with teas. I don't know if I brought it up on the podcast, and I'm pretty sure I've told you, but Leah got me a tea pet for Christmas one year, and it's part of a Chinese, I think it's like Gong Fu tea ritual, where you're supposed to like wash the leaves, and then that is poured over the tea pet, and like any remaining tea, instead of going to waste, you feed your tea pet with the remaining tea. So it's just like a dumb little bird, and it's adorable. It smells like chai. I wonder why. So instead of like, doing the whole thing, because I don't have a set or whatever, I just take my cup of tea and I put it in a bowl and I just pour a little tea on it before drinking. And it's just, it's nice because you're not drinking. No one drinks alone, Connor.
Yeah, that's right.
So
yeah, there is ritual to tea, but it's a lot simpler. It's kind of the inverse. Like coffee is a very simple product, where tea gets really complicated, I think, and very diverse. But you pretty much brew all tea the same way, maybe more temperature or maybe less time or whatever. But where tea is a really diverse product that you brew pretty much the same way, coffee is one singular thing for the most part that you brew in 100 different ways.
My favorite part about this podcast is how we're pissing off our two listeners with our ignorance of coffee and tea rituals. People are screaming at their car speakers as they're listening to us, like, "You dumb fuckers! That's not how you do that." And you know what? You're right. But this is how we enjoy it. So please don't be mean. We're trying not to be mean to you.
And listen, you're all represented here, whether you like it or not. We are your voice in this conversation. Tea folks and coffee folks, and at the end of the day, we all enjoy a hot beverage, which we occasionally chill for iced coffee and iced tea.
Yeah.
Never mind. Nope, never mind. We don't have that in common.
We all drink.
We drink things. We drink things that aren't just water. We drink things that's water with extra steps.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's end this train wreck.
Let's.
Well, guess what? You made it to the end of the podcast. You didn't need to listen this far, but you did, and we appreciate it.
We do.
If you want to help us out, rate, review, send 5 stars, say good things, share with your friends. Hit us up on our email for all email-related stuff, which is
lemonanswers@gmail.com.
That is lemonanswers@gmail.com. Get parasocial. We have memes on the social medias at
The answer is a lemon, of course.
The answer is a lemon. Love you, bye.
Boy.
I'm gonna make myself some tea now.
I'm probably gonna go downstairs and ask Ali to make me an espresso.